Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to Hindustan Times. I am Monica Rahul and for this very special interview today, I have with me a Bollywood actor who for the last 2 months has been tirelessly working for the cause of migrant workers. He has become everyone's favorite and is being touted as the real hero. So join me in welcoming the man of the moment, Mr. Sonu Sood. Sonu, from your busy schedule, you're out there helping migrant workers to take out time for us to get you for this interview. It took us a lot of time, but thank you so much for spending time.
The play is all mine, but like I said, when there's a migrant movement happening, a lot of travel, we have to pick up from them from the different places because they can't travel, and by being so widely spread, it's always a task. But I'm glad that finally we're able to connect on this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sonu, to begin with, so much love, so much adulation on Twitter flowing in every day. It's been like for more than 40 days now. How have you been taking it all? Are you like overwhelmed? Is there a lot of gratitude? क्या चलता है दिमाग में जब इतना सब आता है आपके पास?
आई थिंक बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो मिलकर होती हैं. खुशी है, एक जोश है, the lot of I would say the zeal to make these families meet, and it's a huge task also to put things together because they are all going to different states, different number of people. So you have to get those numbers right so that whether they can travel by a bus or a train or a private taxi, or different means that we are traveling and making them travel with. And I think that's a huge task. And with so many people actually relying on you, depending on you, and having put so much faith in you, I think that gives a huge responsibility on your shoulders that you have to make it happen by hook or by crook. So I think that keeps us going, and I'm glad that we're able to make almost more than 50-60,000 families reunite. Yeah.
Right. So there are a lot of readers who probably are not on Twitter, जो social media पे इतने active नहीं है, जिनको शायद आपके good deeds के बारे में ना पता हो अभी तक. I'm sure शायद ही कोई ऐसा होगा. Maybe for them you would want to share, like you've been sending migrant workers from Maharashtra and all across India back to their native places for over 40 days now, whether it's buses, planes or trains. When you started off on the 11th of May sending the first lot of buses, what was the thought behind it? Like, what really triggered you to take this initiative up?
We were all really disturbed by the visuals that we saw on our screens of millions of migrants walking on foot back to their villages with little kids, with elders. So I think that was one of the most, I would say, the disturbing visuals I ever saw in my life. And I knew that, these are the people who actually helped us build this country, whether you talk about the roads, homes, offices, or whatever we do in life, they are the ones who were instrumental in giving us the life that we are leading now. And now when they wanted to go back to their homes, there was no one to support them, no one to help them. So I thought, there's no way that I can sit back at home and just feel sorry for them. I need to come out and try to do something. And that's the first time I came out, and there's a very close friend of mine. Her name is Niti Goyal, and we both were distributing food to a lot of people at the highway in Mumbai, and we saw these group of migrants walking down towards Karnataka. So that we somehow were able to convince them to stay, and we said we'll make those arrangements for them to travel. And that's the first time I got all the permissions for Karnataka, and we could send them back to home. So that was the turning point when I saw those smiles on the faces, that zeal to go back to their families. I knew that this is not a story of all these 350 people, but the story of millions who are waiting in some corner of this country for a call from Sonu. So yeah, you will be going back to home. So that's the time I started connecting with them, and in a week or so, I was connected to everyone from Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
You've united so many, like thousands of people with their families, and you've been earning endless blessings for that. So congratulations for that. But जब ये बिल्कुल start किया था initiative, did you really expect that it will become so big, like a movement, like, and it has been gaining momentum with each passing day?
No, I actually never thought. My idea was to just make them reach back to their homes safely. That was why I was doing it. And slowly when the whole momentum gained the speed, when all the people from different parts of the country started connecting. So I knew there's a ray of hope that has traveled across all these souls who want to go back to their homes, and I have to put that extra effort to reach back to them and make them reach back to their families. So I knew that there's no way I can waste even a single minute of staying at home. So I came on roads, and almost 15 to 16 hours I was always on roads, trying to get permissions, coordinating them, picking them up from different parts of the state, and making them go back to the family. So I think it was a huge task, but slowly I formed a chain of people who knew how to coordinate. The workforce was distributed among different people, and slowly everything got smoothened.
राइट। और कहीं ना कहीं ये मतलब एक्सपेक्ट किया था या फोर्स ही किया था कि कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रोवर्सीज भी बीच में आएंगी, कुछ पॉलिटिकल टर्न ले लेगा मेरा मूवमेंट, कुछ ऐसा दिमाग में था कभी?
मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि कुछ ऐसा होगा। आई रिमेम्बर जब फर्स्ट टाइम आर्टिकल भी लिखा था मिस्टर संजय राउत साहब ने, मैंने तो पढ़ा नहीं, टिल डेट आई हैवंट रेड दैट आर्टिकल। मुझे बड़े लोगों ने बोला कि ऐसा ऐसा लिखा है कुछ है, तो मैंने बोला कि ठीक है सर, एक इंसान की ओपिनियन है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता उससे, मुझे अपना काम करना है। मुझे याद है कि उस दिन बहुत 7 से 8 हजार लोग जाने वाले थे बिहार उत्तराखंड के लिए, और मैं फिर भी उनमें लगा हुआ था। और फिर मुझे लगा कि मुझे इन चीजों से अपना काम जो है रोकना नहीं है, मुझे लोगों को घर पहुंचाना है, और मैं उसी में लगा रहा।
So putting the, setting the record clear once and for all, politics join करने का plan है in future at all? There is no propaganda behind it. That's clear from your words. People are curious to know, क्या politics में जाएंगे सोनू सूद?
No, मुझे बड़े लोगों ने मेरी टाइमलाइंस पे लिखा कि आपको तो पॉलिटिक्स में आना ही चाहिए, because we need people like you to help people, help others. But I don't know. As an actor, still miles to go. I feel I thoroughly enjoy this space in front of the camera. I came to this city to become an actor. I've done almost 100 movies, and still I'm doing many more. So I thoroughly enjoy this space. I thoroughly enjoy the world of cinema. So lots to still achieve here. So maybe a couple of years I don't think about it, that I have to do something with politics. So tomorrow, in years to come, I don't know.
So far, tell me how many migrants. I'm sure you have a great team working for you, so who must be keeping a record of how many people do you send at one time. So आज की डेट में कितने migrants को आप वापस घर भेज चुके हैं?
I think it's more than 50,000 or 51, 52,000 people maybe. Wow. Last couple of days, there are a lot of people have went, 4,000 people in a day also we have been able to send it. But almost it's more than 50,000 now. And I feel in another 10 days, if we can achieve another 15 to 20,000, will be close to, by the time though everyone will reach home, will be close to 75,000. Yeah.
That's a great number, Sunu. And trust me, I mean, with each day when we read your Twitter timeline, it's heartwarming to read the comments. People are calling you Messiah, they are calling you real hero, भगवान का रूप, and everything. I'm sure ये सब ग्रास्प करने के लिए भी इंसान को बहुत हम्बल, बहुत ग्राउंडेड रहना पड़ता है, और आप सबको रिप्लाई करते हैं। मतलब मैं तो वो आपके ट्वीट्स की भाई तू माँ की गोदी में सोएगा, बैग बांधने में आ रहा हूँ, it's so endearing, सोनू, to see it coming from you, an actor who takes out time, जो पूरा दिन शायद बाहर माइग्रेंट्स के साथ काम करके कि उनको भेज के फिर घर आके maybe 100 tweets a day you reply to. Where are you getting the energy from?
And I feel that I'm sitting with them. I've been to all these shelter homes, all these highways, all these bridges where all these people are sitting. I've sat with them. I spent a lot of time with them. So I feel, I'm a part of their journey, what they are going through now. And when I talk to them on Twitter, on my social media, and I reply them, I know that I'll make that happen anyhow, I'll make them reach back to their homes. I feel the energy comes from all the blessings of all the mothers who are waiting for their sons to come. All the wives, all the husbands, all the people in different parts of the villages of the different parts of the country who are just praying, okay, just give some strength to Sonu so that he can help our son reach back to us. So I think that energy comes from there, and the kind of faith everyone has put in me. So I think that keeps me on my toes and that keeps me going.
Absolutely. So it was on 27th May, if I'm not wrong, जब आपने वो toll-free number launch किया. That was also like a big step. That was like मैंने अब commitment कर दी और अब मैं पीछे नहीं हट सकता हूँ.
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि इतने लोगों के फोन आ रहे हैं. अभी मेरी अगर आप ईमेल देखेंगे तो करीबन 2,500 से 3,000 ईमेल्स हैं जो अभी भी अनरेड हैं। मैं अभी भी उनको पढ़ने की कोशिश करता हूँ, पर वो पता नहीं उनको कहाँ से पता चला, और फिर वो लोगों के मैसेजेस आने शुरू हुए मेल्स पे। फिर फ़ोन नंबर्स ढूंढ रहे थे, लोगों को स्ट्रगल हो रहा था। मुझे लगा कि एक ऐसा नंबर डालना बहुत ज़रूरी है जहाँ पर हर इंसान पहुँच सके, और हमने वो नंबर डाला, और 1 घंटे में उस दिन करीबन मोर देन 70,000 जो रिक्वेस्ट आई, और अभी भी आ ही रही है, और हम लोगों ने उसका पूरा डाटा बना के, बहुत सारे लोग जा चुके हैं उसमें से 70% लोग अपने घरों में जा चुके हैं। तो खुशी इस बात की है कि अगर हम वो नहीं करते तो शायद बहुत सारे लोग छूट जाते हम तक पहुंचने के लिए, और हमें खुशी है कि मैं उन सब लोगों को घर में पहुंचा पाया।
Absolutely. Migrant issue के अलावा, I remember it was in March, I was reading a report that you fed some 500 people with food and everything in Bombay ke slums. Now it is 45,000 people, if I'm not wrong, that you are feeding with food and groceries across Maharashtra. How has the journey from March till now been, Sonu, for you?
I feel there's no lockdown happening for me. I've been out, I've been interacting, I've been meeting more number of people than I used to meet in my normal daily life. I've been interacting with more number of people, and uh, the connection that has happened in last few months, it's so strong that anywhere in part of Dharavi, or any part of Agartala, or any part of the states, the districts which I never have visited or known or heard, people call there, and we make sure that the ration, the wheelchairs, the medical treatment, the medicines, the ambulances, everything reaches their place somehow. So I think that's what has helped me connect with all these people. And all the people who were stationed in different districts, they knew that Sonu is he's going out of his way to help these people. So they were also very helpful in getting those things put together, because they knew that, okay, we can also be part of this good drive.
That's so amazing. So tell me, Sonu, how does a normal day in this entire crisis, pandemic, lockdown look like for you? What time do you start, and what is the routine like?
No, I work almost 20 hours a day, 19, 20 hours. I get up at 5:36 in the morning. You'll see my tweets at 6 a.m. in the morning also. And whole day I'm out seeing off people. Last night we had sent people to West Bengal. I came at 2:30 in the night. So I was tweeting till 4:30. Again, 7 o'clock I was up. So I don't I don't carry a watch also with me. There's no watch. So now we have on the phone. So I think the whole day passes like this, making things right, and plan that how we have to. Now I have 3 trains to go. One is to Jharkhand, one to Bihar, one to Uttar Pradesh. So trying to get those permissions sorted. People have been waiting for those calls, that when we'll get a call, okay, we are going back to your homes. So I think all these challenges are there, but making that whole train or a bus or a flight leave for the destination is what I would say the most satisfying experience I've ever experienced. I feel that I came to this city for this.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Sonu, switching from migrants to the industry that you are a part of, I'm sure itne crisis may, to deal with all the negativity also that we are subjected to, it's not easy to maintain your sanity. जिसको इंडस्ट्री को आप अपना घर बोलते हैं, अगर वहां पे भी इतनी चीजें चल रही हो, हाउ आर यू एज अ सेलिब्रिटी, एज अ पब्लिक फिगर, एज एन एक्टर होल्डिंग अप?
I feel it's very important to have right people around you, your family, your friends. It's very important to stay grounded. Help others. I think if you help someone, the kind of happiness you get out of it, you can't put in words. No medicine can give you that kind of satisfaction, that kind of happiness from inside when you're able to help someone. So I think you have to do something right. Don't think about too many people. Everyone will have an opinion about someone, about you, about what's happening around. So if you keep on thinking about what people think about you, or people think about what's happening around, so I think you'll go crazy. It's only thing is just stay positive, and whoever you come across, just try to do your bit for them. And I think that's the only way you can survive in this cutthroat industry. Yeah.
I agree with that, but the kind of unfortunate incidents that we have seen in the recent past, especially with Sushant Singh Rajput's death, a lot of questions, relevant or irrelevant, are being raised. Whether you can call Bollywood a one big family, the nepotism culture, award shows, outsider insider debate, all of that is consuming our minds so much. सोनू, आप खुद एक आउटसाइडर है इस इंडस्ट्री में, जो बाहर से आए और आपने अपना नाम खुद बनाया है, द काइंड ऑफ मूवीज दैट यू हैव डन. So how do you see all of this in that perspective?
No, it was always there and it will always be there. जब हम इस इंडस्ट्री में आते हैं तो when I came to this industry I knew that we are entering a world where people will favor the people you know. मैं आज किसी को जानता हूँ, अगर मैं किसी के लिए फोन लगाऊंगा तो शायद उसको इजी एंट्री मिल जाएगा ऑफिस में, बजाय जो नया आदमी फर्स्ट टाइम मुंबई में आया है. सो ये कभी बदलने वाला नहीं है. ओनली थिंग इज how you accept an outsider with open arms. Okay, he's someone talented, she's someone talented, so let's try to help them out. It's not going to be easy for an outsider. It was never easy and it's not going to be easy ever. But only thing is when an outsider comes to the industry, they have to think that they are going to enter a wild jungle where you have to survive, and you'll only be able to survive if you're very strong. If you're very mentally very strong, you have a good support of your family, your loved ones always around you, and that's the only way you can survive. So otherwise, the kind of ups and downs, the kind of treatment sometimes you can get will break you, and you'll end up going back to your natives, or you will give up. So I feel all the industries are tough, whether you want to enter any corporate or whether you want to enter industry. But I would say industry being a glamour focused arena, so I would say this is one of the most difficult places to survive.
But do you also agree that in this industry, which is a very high profile, glamorous industry, I would call it, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, fear of acceptance, fear of losing out films, all the competition, can it all collectively take a toll on one's mental health also? Because that is another subject which has come into light. Not that it was not there earlier, but अब सब उसके बारे में खुल के बात कर रहे हैं, करना चाहते हैं.
देखिए, हम लोग कितने टाइम बात करेंगे वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. हम आज बात कर रहे हैं, कल भी बात करेंगे, परसों थोड़ी कम बात करेंगे, फिर एक नया सब्जेक्ट आएगा, फिर हम लोग उस पर शिफ्ट होके फोकस चले जाएगा. फिर भी होता रहेगा इंडस्ट्री में, फिर भी एक नया आउटसाइडर आएगा, पंजाब से आएगा, फिर भी उतना ही स्ट्रगल करेगा एक ऑफिस में घुसने के लिए. फिर उसको फिल्म सिटी में घुसने के लिए 400-500 रुपए देने पड़ेंगे. फिर वो किसी सेट के बाहर खड़ा रहेगा एक टाइट बॉडी फिट टी शर्ट पहनकर, ताकि शायद उसको कोई देखे और उसको बुलाएगा कि बॉस आप एक्टर जैसे दिखते हैं, आइए. मैंने भी वही किया था. जब मैं फर्स्ट टाइम फिल्म सिटी में घुसा तो मैंने 400-500 रुपए दिए. वॉचमैन जो बाहर गेट कीपर था उसने मुझे रोक लिया. मैं अंदर, मुझे याद है कि मैं एक वाइट बॉडी फिट टी शर्ट पहन के घूम रहा था, सेट्स पे खड़ा हुआ था, दूर से शूटिंग देख रहा था. और मुझे कुछ लोगों ने बोला कि आप एक्टर हो, तो मैंने बोला कि नहीं, मैं तो ऐसे शूटिंग देखने आया हूँ. तो बोले आप तो खुद एक्टर जैसे लगते हो, आप क्या शूटिंग देख रहे हो. तो मुझे बड़ा लगा कि यार वही तो बड़ा इजी काम है. मेरे को कोई शायद डायरेक्टर ही शूट करता करता देखेगा, अरे यार ये लड़का अच्छा हो भैया, मैं तुम्हें ब्रेक दे दूं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. When you come to this world, you realize how difficult it is. No matter how talented you are, no matter how strong you are, you have to make a mark. I mean, it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. If you see the percentage of people who have survived or who have been successful outside from the industry in all those 50-60 years, they'll be hardly 0.0001%. So that's the kind of industry we live in. It'll always be tough because everyone wants to get into it. No complaints. I've thoroughly gone through my share of struggle, and I can proudly say that what struggle made me a better and a wiser man.
सोनू, बट हमने बहुत कंट्रोवर्सीज बॉलीवुड में देखी हैं, कंसिडरिंग आउटसाइडर्स को काम नहीं मिलता है, जो भी कह लीजिए. With Sushant's death, we have never seen so much anger amongst people against a certain section of the industry. Very, very honestly, how fair do you think, a very balanced probably view on, is it really right to blame any one section for such a drastic step an outsider, an actor took who came from nowhere?
No, I don't think so. It's right to just blame one section of people. I think it's very difficult for those individuals also to hear someone blame you for someone's death. So I think that's the biggest, I would say, thing that one can experience in their life. You can't come out of it. So it's not right to blame an individual. But again said that, it was a huge tragedy. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about it. And I'm sure, when in days or weeks to come, when everything is out, when the reports are out, when all whatever people want to say, it'll be in front of everyone. So I believe that everyone has to stay calm. They don't suddenly pounce on someone just because an individual feels, okay, so and so is responsible for this,
Right.
and this is because of someone. So it's not right. They are the people who have given life to a lot of people in the industry. So I think one needs to respect that and let the time decide who's right and who's wrong.
So, Nubha, what's your view on the importance of mental health, especially in this industry where a lot of actors, itni struggle ke baad, whether they go through the suffering, the depression they might be facing, but they don't come out and talk because of the fear of getting judged. So, what do you have to tell me that?
No, it's a topic that has been widely spoken about. A lot of people talk about it. But yeah, as this industry, when you start your journey and when you start rising in life, suddenly the people, the loved ones, suddenly you feel that they are left behind. They can't connect with you because you suddenly get into a world which is new, which is beautiful. But again, you don't have a lot of friends around you. So as long as the music is ringing, you enjoy that whole space. You feel that all the people around you are your friends, and this is what you actually wanted to achieve, and they belong to you. But when the music stops, that's the time you realize that all the people around you have suddenly disappeared. You are alone. The people who were with you in the course of journey, they have been unapproachable. They have gone too far, or you don't want to again connect with them because of the fear of um, of them saying that, okay, when you wanted us, we were always there for you, and now you've reached and you're again coming back. So an individual who is successful, he'll always feel left out, and that's the time when the depression starts. So I want to say that always stay connected with the people you were always been with. Your college friends, your school friends, your old neighbors, and the people who can tell you what's right and what's wrong. Don't live in a world where everything is good, everything is white. You start living in grace. Life is not just about black and white. There's a gray factor. So just try to balance that.
So before I wrap up the conversation, Sonu, tell me, what is your idea, perception of the new normal that the film industry is also getting looking forward to? Because on the film set also there would be a lot of guidelines to follow now. It would not be the same as it was earlier. So what is the new normal that you are getting prepared for?
No, it's going to be a big challenge when you go back on the sets. With um, initially when we used to come and hug our directors, co-actors, shake hands, sit with them. That proximity was different. But now everyone will be scared, sitting on a chair. Oh, okay, you have touched that monitor, you touched that mic. Everything is going to be different. I feel there's going to be a different world, definitely for a couple of years before things come to normal. But like I said, this lockdown has taught us so many things. This lockdown has taught us how to survive by maintaining this social distancing. And I'm sure, cinema will also learn.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sonu, for connecting with us, sharing time and sharing so much of views. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.